When we brought this adorable puppy home, he was surprisingly well trained to go pee on a puppy pad. Now, as a professional dog trainer, I wanted him to let me know when he needed to go out. That's a much more versatile skill. And following a few simple steps in a remarkably short period of time, this started to happen.
You have to go outside? Yes, good boy. He just has to go outside again.
Now, this is the 6th video in our puppy series, but if this is your first time here, Kale, let's take him back to day 1.
This is our new puppy vlog. Now, as a dog trainer for more than 20 years, I have raised and trained a lot of dogs already. In this series, I'm gonna share with you some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, and I bet many of them you've never heard of. I'm Kale McCann. This is 8-week-old mixed breed puppy, 5 alive. Welcome back to McCann Dogs.
Here in our training facility, we've helped more than 100,000 dog owners to overcome the same dog training challenges that you have. So if this is your first time on the channel and you're currently training a puppy, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that we can help you to have a well-behaved four-legged family member. As a puppy owner, you know your puppy's constantly learning the good and the bad. They're learning it all. So it's really important not to confuse your puppy. That's why today, when we talk about weaning off the puppy pads, we're not going to be weaning at all. There are some really common times for your puppy to have an accident, and you can take the preventative steps to make sure that they don't have an accident. Those times are before they go into their crate, as soon as they come out of their crate, after a meal or a big drink, after a nap, after a play session, and any time that you're just not sure if your puppy has to go, that's the right time to take them out. Being proactive in any of these situations will help you to avoid accidents in your home. And the last thing you want to do right now is to accidentally teach your puppy that it's okay to pee indoors. Now, when it comes to this specific training, your puppy's now learned to pee in a very specific place in your home. And you're going to have to be careful not to allow them access, unsupervised access to that spot. In fact, no matter what point you're at with your puppy potty training, whether you're using a pad or not, you need to be supervising them. We talked about the key to supervision in a recent video, so I'm definitely going to link that in the description below for you to check that out because it's that important. Using a crate or a limited space area in your puppy training is always a good idea. Using a crate for your puppy potty training is exactly how you can get results faster and avoid some of the big mistakes. If you're currently using pads inside your puppy's play area or in their pen, take them out. From this day forward, you're going to be teaching your puppy that the only place that they can go pee or poop is outside. Now remember, that crate or space shouldn't be too big though. If you give your puppy too much room, they're likely to pee or poo in one end of the space, then go curl up and relax at the other end. I actually showed you guys in a separate puppy video how much liquid we can actually put into the corner of a crate without it ever reaching your puppy. So when you're choosing a crate or creating a limited space area, it needs to be big enough for your puppy to stand up, turn around, and lie down comfortably, but it shouldn't be too much bigger than that. Speaking of management, managing your puppy is going to be a big part of this process. If you can't be supervising your puppy, then they need to be in their crate. When your puppy's out of their crate, you need to be managing them still by using things like baby gates or your puppy house line. You need to make sure that when your puppy needs to go out, that you can recognize it. And I'm going to get to how you can start to recognize some of these signs in just a second. Eventually, you want your puppy to be able to let you know when they need to go out, but right now they might not even know how to get out. When you start this training with your puppy, choose a specific exterior door that you're always taking your puppy out of. Believe me, this will speed your training up. Now, if your puppy has been able to choose to use the pad whenever they want to, you're going to have to set up some kind of timed schedule at the beginning for taking them out. But remember, if you follow the 6 common times that puppies are likely to have accidents that I mentioned earlier, your puppy's bladder shouldn't ever be too full. If your puppy's never had to hold it though, you're gonna have to be extra diligent about making sure that you're proactive about taking them out because holding it is going to be a brand new skill for them. While your puppy's out of their crate and you're supervising, you're going to be looking for some kind of indication that your puppy is seeking out the pad or they're looking for some place to pee. A few common signs you might see are circling, sniffing the floor, or maybe you have a puppy who all of a sudden gets disengaged. That actually happened to us in a recent video.
Now this Holy Roller, for example, this is one of his favorite toys. So I make sure that he doesn't get access to this unless we're actually paying fetch. Now I can actually see that he's a little bit disconnected and a bit frantic to leave, which tells me that he has to go to the washroom. So we're gonna take a pause on this for a second. We're gonna have a little potty break.
And because Kale was watching for it, she was able to get 5 outside in time. But at the beginning, it may be something as subtle as this. Kale noticed the moment that Five looked at the door, and knowing that that was unusual, she marked that moment with,
He'll go outside for a sec.
and then immediately took him out. At the beginning, you need to be quick about it. Sometimes we'll pick the puppy up or grab their house line so that we can speed up the going outside process. Time is of the essence here, and this is why we pick up the puppy or we take hold of that house line. You need to take away the possibility of your puppy having an accident on the way to the door. And when you get outside, pick a spot. Your puppy's going to be distracted. The best thing you can do at this point is find the quietest spot you can and just become a post. With your leash on, your puppy's likely to sniff around a bit and get distracted. But since you have their leash, you can use it to redirect them away from these things and get them back on track. A big part of this process will be you learning to be patient, but not too patient. As you start your training with your puppy on this skill, you want to give your puppy enough time to settle in, to kind of find a spot and do their business. But if after several minutes you still haven't made any progress, it's time to head back inside. Now here's where the big mistake that puppy owners make often happens. It's usually when people come back in from being outside. They assume their puppy doesn't have to pee and they allow them to roam all over the kitchen or sneak away into the living room. And this is when the accidents happen. Instead, bring your puppy back inside and straight back into their crate. You're just going to put them in there for a couple of minutes, and during that time, don't go too far away. Keep a close eye on them. You're going to take them back outside in just a moment, but we need to make sure they don't have a chance to sneak away and have an accident now that they're back inside. If you have a puppy who has accidents in their crate, this is the perfect time to be able to mark the moment that they squat. Mark the moment that you think they're about to have a pee with your or your hey, and then you can take them back outside again. And when you get outside again, you're going to follow the same steps as the first time. You're going to wash, rinse, and repeat. What you can't do is let your guard down. Supervision is so important at this point, and you'll really set your training back if your puppy starts to learn that it's easier to just pee in the living room or pee in the kitchen. Hearing this, you might think that supervision sounds like a challenging task, but it doesn't have to be. You can learn about how to use management and supervision together as part of a bigger puppy training plan by clicking that card right there. And if you'd like more specific advice about you and your puppy, and you want our McCann Dogs team of instructors to help you through the training process, click the link in the description below to our Puppy Essentials program. On that note, I'm Ken. Happy training.